This is the story of the prophet Jonah. The word of the Lord came to Jonah. Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city. Tell the people there that they have been bad and that they need to change and become good. Now, a prophet is someone who comes so close to God, and God comes so close to them. They know what God is telling them to do, and they go and do it. Jonah turned the other way. He found a boat that was going to Tarshish in Spain, which is about as far away from Nineveh as you can get. Suddenly, a great storm broke out. The sailors on the boat grew afraid. They began throwing things overboard that they brought along with them to lighten the ship so that it could float, and each prayed to his own God for help. Now, a prophet is someone who knows what is best to do. The sailors went to look for Jonah, but do you know where he was? He was asleep in the bottom of the boat. The ship's captain commanded Jonah to call upon his God for help. But all Jonah did was climb to the deck of the ship. The waters became even more troubled, and the sailors grew even more afraid. So they started to cast lots to see whose God was angry with them, and they would throw that person overboard and get rid of them. Now, a prophet knows what to say. Jonah still said nothing. When the sailors asked him who he was, he told them he worshipped the one true God, the God of the sea and the God of the dry land. Then the sailors knew that he was fleeing from his God, and this made them even more afraid. And the sea became even more troubled. So Jonah said, "Throw me overboard, and the sea will become calm." So the sailors threw him in. And suddenly, the waters became very still and calm. Now, a prophet is someone who brings people closer to God by what they say and what they do. Jonah said nothing, but still, the sailors on the ship fell and worshipped the one true God. Prophets are close to God. A false prophet is far from God. Jonah was neither close to God nor far from God. He was sinking. And as he sank, a great fish came along and swallowed him up. Jonah spent the next 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish. He prayed to God for help. The fish began to feel very strange. It grew sicker and sicker, and finally it swam up to the shore and vomited Jonah out. Once again, God called to Jonah, "Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city. Tell the people there they need to change and become good." This time, Jonah listened. He went to Nineveh and he called out to the people, telling them that God had commanded them to become good, and that if they did not do that, the city would be destroyed. Now, a prophet is someone who is overjoyed when people who are bad become good. And the people in the city of Nineveh listened to God's call. They all turned and became good. They went around wearing sackcloth and ashes to show how sorry they were. Even the king and the queen changed and became good. Even the animals in the fields changed and became good. God did not destroy that great city. This made Jonah angry. He said he wanted God to destroy the people of Nineveh. He said, "These are not even the people of God." So Jonah went and sat on a hill and sulked. He thought he could get his way. God asked, "Why are you angry?" Jonah said nothing. Then God made a plant appear to shade Jonah from the hot sun while he sat on the hill. A few nights later, God sent a worm to destroy the plant. It withered and died. The next morning, the sun rose and an east wind blew, and it became very hot. The hot sun was beating down on Jonah, and he started to feel faint. And he became very angry that the plant had died. God said, "Why are you angry?" And Jonah said, "I am angry. I'm angry enough to die." Jonah still thought he could get his way. Then God said, "You did not make this plant grow, and yet you pity the plant. You did nothing for it. You did not care for it. Should I not pity the people of Nineveh, that great city, where there are over 120,000 people and their animals?" This is the end of our story. I wonder, what is your favorite part of this story? I wonder what's the most important part. I wonder where you see yourself in this story. I wonder if there's a part of this story that we can take away and still have our story. I wonder how you would finish this story. What would Jonah say? What would he do next?